Alrighty, traders. Hello, everybody. So, let's actually get into the markets today, and I want to share something with you in the context of what I see happening right now and the lessons we can learn from the last probably 6 months of these markets movement in all markets. I'm going to share with you individual stocks and the patterns that generally form in these markets, so it can just be alert of why things are happening right now in the stock market and some things that we can keep an eye on for. So I want to really walk you through that. And I apologize about my voice, guys. I've just gotten back from, if you guys are from Australia, I went to watch Tim Tszyu fight. So Tim Tszyu fought Joey Spencer, and also my mate Cole Mazudia was also fighting, and he actually won the Australian title. So now my mate Cole Mazudia is the Australian champion. So my voice is gone because I was I was cheering on Cole because I really wanted to see him win and become the Australian champion. So that's the reason my voice is gone. If you guys are from Sydney, Australia, and you're into boxing, probably 1% of you are right now, then that's where I was yesterday with my kids, and it was such an amazing time. But I want to put this out for you guys because one of the things that's really important, guys, is when we're looking at these markets is try not to get so sort of sucked into these markets, right? And sucked into, or should I say, emotionally withdrawn into the markets. The worst thing we can do right now is get emotionally withdrawn into the market. And what I mean by mostly withdraw, what's the word I'm looking for? Most emotionally getting involved with these markets in that way where we're getting emotional, right? We need to step back and say, okay, then what's really going on right now? But also, most importantly, what can we learn? What did we miss? What did we not see? So we can keep an eye on that. And because the things that we didn't see, or I did see it, but I didn't expect to see this much of a drop. But I'm going to share with you what people missed, what we can see out of this level 3, and the exact same reasons why I believe gold is going to have a really big movement on the downside, right? So, by the way, traders, I'm about to close down my Inner Circle coaching program where I teach you everything I know about the trading strategies, the exact trading strategies to look for in the marketplace. Scanned, I coach you every single week as well too, and also get access to my private sort of community as well too of Inner Circle traders where I'm there every single day coaching you. If you want to get access to that, guys, I'm closing down now. Then go to getjohnshelp.com and you'll be able to see all the details about the coaching program. I'll show you my equity curve for all 2024, so you can see what does this guy actually trade. You can see it all there as well too. I'll show you my testimonies of people actually on the program. And also, if you scroll down the bottom, there's actually a big sort of article that I put together about who am I personally and what's my backstory and what gives me the right to actually teach you and so on and so forth. So if you're interested in any of that sort of stuff, that's second link in the description there, guys. Click on that. Go check it out. And if you are struggling right now, guys, you need someone there not only to show you what's going on right now, but you need a coach to say, stay calm. This is what's going on. So you can get ready for what's likely to come next, because something is going to come next. And what's the probability of likely to come next out of these markets? Gold, stock market, so we can get ready for it. Because I believe when it comes to the stock market, this is one of the greatest opportunities we're going to see this year. I honestly believe that. Now, I want to share something with you here. Man, my voice is... Man... Oh man! Anyway, so I'm so happy for my mate who won the Australian title. Anyway, so I'm laughing because it's just like my voice. Anyway, let's have a look at what I'm showing you here. Here's the fear and greed index. Okay. Now remember what happens with the stock market. The stock market will never just go straight down. We may get flash movements, but remember the market's like an elastic band. Right? So whenever we do get these flash movements on the downside, the faster it goes down, the faster it rebounds. So we tend to get this sort of V movement that's the majority of the time, right? See COVID and so on and so forth. So I honestly believe that we're getting very, very, very close to a bottom in the markets here. Now, I don't know no one knows when the exact day of the bottom. I more like call it the area, right? Is it here? Is it another few percent down? I don't know. But one thing I'm really confident of seeing is by the end of this month, and especially the end of next month, we're about to see a lot higher prices. And I believe by June we're going to see we're going to be at all-time new high. That's just what I believe. I could be wrong, but on a short-term level basis, we can see this here look at the fear and greed index. We're right at this low level here. What does that mean? Maximum fear, right? Maximum fear in the marketplace. And if you see things, I've actually put this up on my post here, right? And so this is Warren Buffett here. And look at this here, right? So the greatest investors of our time understand one thing: when everyone is fearful and talk of recession and crashes is everywhere, that's the moment to buy. On the flip side, when a market has been in a long bull run for over a year, greed starts to set in and overtake, and it's a huge red flag. So we saw the stock market here, right? This whole thing here that I'm showing you right now. This whole thing here is, we saw this with the stock market, right? There's so much greed, there's so much movement on the upside. It went for at least a 12 plus month very strong bull market. What are we seeing right now? Now, question, what has gold been doing for the last year and a half? So it's the same thing, right? Like, let's just call apples to apples, right? Because it's not apples to oranges. They're both green apples. Green, right? They're not different. They're both green apples. What does that mean? If something goes for a very big bull market, and I'll show you that in just a minute. Okay, be smart about your trade decisions. I receive coaching applications every day at my coaching program here, and people saying they've lost 300K. Just one person today, and this was last week here, they shared with me they lost 100K. All right, don't rush in, don't trade on your ego, and most importantly, don't trade out of fear of missing out, FOMO. Be fearful when other people are greeting, so on and so forth. So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. So when looking at this here and seeing everything through here, and we see this thing here, let's go look at what I'm sharing with you here. So if we go to have a look at the actual stock market itself, and again, there's always things we can actually learn from the markets here, right? So let's go look at the Dow Jones. Actually, no, let's look at the S&P. This is the S&P 500 here. And if we just look at it from the context of, let's remove the emotion, right? Because there's things we can learn from these markets, right? It's not just suddenly out of nowhere this happens. It's like, what was sort of the warning signs to say we could be getting ready for a bit of a pullback? And what is that? That one thing I always say is that whenever we go through a significant strong bull market, and you can see it all through here, and it goes pretty vertical like it did here and like it did here, we tend to get these periods of, now, this period here, we tend to get these periods of what? Movement on the downside, right? We've just been spent so much. This one here was a lot slower. This one here is a lot quicker. Now, the thing that I see about this movement, I see this as like a bit of a flash crash. What happens with flash crashes? Right? I'll tell you right now, guys. One of the reasons why successful versus not successful, because when there's blood on the streets, aka like Warren Buffett says, that's when the time to start getting involved with it. So what we're looking at here, traders, is this, okay? I want to share something with you. I want to walk you through something here. The biggest thing we can just say, if we just look at the context and forget insert why, insert catalyst. Who cares, right? Because the catalyst could be a made up story, right? Is the market going down now a lot because of the tariffs, or is the market going down a lot because maybe we're just way overbought and we're in an extended period of a bull market, and maybe it's time now to start to see a bit of a cooling off period. Now it's actually had an extended period on the downside, a lot more fear, which, by the way, this extreme fear that's coming in place, you watch the ricochet rabbit that's going to come out of the markets. Now, I don't know the exact day, right? People are like, oh, I'm a day trader, so tell me what's going to happen tomorrow, John. Stop day trading. If you are day trading right now, you're getting your ass handed to you. Stop day trading, meaning getting in and getting out in the same day. It's the worst thing to do. Stop it. You are doing yourself a dissatisfaction. I promise you. I've been trading markets for 20 years. I used to day trade a lot. Get in and get out in the same day, smaller profits. It is the hardest thing to do on the planet, especially right now. I guarantee you, 90% of you guys watching this video right now are getting your ass handed to you because you're day trading. Stop day trading. It is the worst thing to do out there. If you want longevity in the markets, stop it. All right? All right. So we could see through here. And the only reason why I'm like that, traders, is because people come to me all the time. They're like, John, it's like there's such a big myth out there, right? It's like people want to be, you trade in the most hardest, difficult way on the planet. And I'm like that because I see so many people like, John, I've just lost $45,000 in the last 3 months. Or John, I've just lost 300 grand in the last 6 months. Like, I hear these stories, you know? And it's just not good, right? So we can see this here, but this drop here is happening right now. But what do we see through here? On a nutshell, all it really is, if you just look at this here, whenever the market has an extended period of very strong bull phases, and we see this everywhere, this is the lesson we can learn. Okay, let's not put our emotions into this. Just say, okay, what is the truth here? So we can understand the truth. The truth is this: strong up, strong up. Okay, strong up. So whenever we do, this is a weekly chart. Whenever we do get extended periods of very strong bull markets for a while, we don't know the exact when, but there comes a period of time when we say, you know what, this has just been way too much, we need a bit of a cooling off period. Now, what the smart people will do, but John, what's the catalyst? What's going to cause this thing to go up? You are asking the wrong question. No one knows the catalyst of something. Right? Now, the tariff announcement was just, if the tariff announcement was the thing that caused the stock market to completely go down, well, it happened last week. So that means now the tariffs are happening. Therefore, the market should keep going down, right? Because now it's happened. I guarantee you, now the tariffs have happened, we've got a bit of a movement on the downside, yeah? But you watch the movement on the upside. So the movement through here is this. We can see here once again, and I know this, so many people are trying to be smart with these markets. And if I just understand this one simple concept, when the market does too much of this, we need to do this. The energy field, right? The energy field. When the market spends all this time going up, it's used all this energy, it needs a time to refuel again. And then we had this really big extended bull market through here. And now we're extending it through here. And if you just look at this here, guys, I know this sounds really, 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 really just like crazy, but look at this here. This is obviously the trend line. If we look at from the low, we look at the Fibonacci's here, low to high, look at this here. Very strong bull market. It just retraced 50% and then away we go again. So the big picture, all this was really just saying, you know what, we've just spent 1-2 years going up a lot. Let's cool off a little bit. Oh no, recession. But if you understand, okay, markets need what? Markets need that refueling phase, right? There's two phases. There's the energy using phase and then there's the refueling phase. So yes, we had a very big movement to the upside. Right, very nice movement from the ultimate low, ultimate high. 1 to 2 years, just like it did back here, guys. Look at this here. So 1, 2 years, and then we had this bear market, right? Then we went to the bear market. Then we had roughly 2 years. Where's the 2025? Right, there, roughly 2 years, and now we're pulling back here. And where are we pulling back to? Probably just 50%. And if you just look at this from the big picture, what is this? Up. Oh, wrong one. Up, big bull market. 50% retracement. Up, big bull market, 50% retracement. And this is the major swings. Now, the hardest thing about what I just said there is, people are day traders. John, I don't care where it's going to be in 2 months time frame. Tell me what's going to happen tomorrow so I can make some money. Again, stop it. Stop trading that way. Do you know... Most people lose money and day trading is the hardest form of trading. Your standards need to be high. Your discipline of what you're actually looking for needs to be high. Your patience need to be high. Meaning you have to be able to wait. All those things is a recipe, is much harder to trade, right? If you want longevity in these markets here, and again, guys, I'm being like this because I just see so many people doing this the hard way. And then, yeah, right? So the purpose of me bringing this up here is, as you can see, this is what happens here, right? You saw this with Goldman Sachs as well too. Look at this here. It's just a natural form of market movement, right? That is when we have our big movements, we get here. Big movement up, big movement down, right? So we get these movement here. AXP is another one, right? Very big bull market through here. Very big bull market all through here. Then we had this period of cooling off period. Very, 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 very extended period market, like very big bull market, and pulling down through here. Now I'm looking at the weekly chart here, but I'm showing you the forest from the trees, the big concept here, right? Because remember, if you want to have longevity in the markets, you need to be able to, one, spot bad times to get involved with things. Okay, what I've been talking about with gold these last few weeks, right? And secondly, you need to be able to spot opportunities that's likely to make a big move. We want big profits, not a lot of trades, right? What do you want? Would you prefer a $200 profit or a $5,000 profit? A $5,000 profit, right? Well, $5,000 profit is likely to come, and then a six-figure trade, you know what I mean? So on and so forth. They come from actually jumping in on likely to make a big move. If the market's already made a very big move to the upside, it is the worst thing to do. All markets work the same way. When something goes vertical way too much, we tend to get these corrections through here. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up through to here, you see this all with all the indices as well too, right? NASDAQ, just the same sort of thing, right? We had this very strong movement to the upside. Bull market for 1 to 2 years. Okay, cool, let's cool off period. Look at all this here. 1 to 2 years bull market, now we're cooling off. We're probably going to come back down to here somewhere, maybe a little bit more selling, and then away we go again. Now, again, this is a weekly chart, so it's not like tomorrow, right? So we can see what's going on through there when it comes to these markets. Obviously, that's the S&P and everything that's going on there. So the reason why I'm bringing this up to you guys here is I'm seeing where you see the patterns, right? You see what happens, right? Because this is the market. All markets operate very similar ways. I showed you a stock. I showed you a bank stock. I'm showing you the indices right now, right? All these markets operate the same way. So here's the thing. If we know this, then this is one of the reasons why I've been saying there is a massive danger with gold, because look at gold. Gold is doing the exact same thing right now. So if gold does go through a significant drawdown for 20%, don't be surprised, right? And again, I'm being a little forceful on this video here because I see so many people. I spoke to one person who's been following the markets now for probably 4 to 6 months, and they are an absolute legend. They've made like 50 grand in the last 4 months because they bought in gold and mining stocks, and they're an absolute legend. Bit of a warning sign to you guys, right? Bit of a warning sign. The market gives us warnings. And those who don't learn from how markets truly operate, because they all operate similar, right? Because guess what? It's the same machines and same humans operate all markets. And if you say, well, I've got a Forex trading system, that's a load of bollocks, right? Because all markets operate the same way. What am I sharing with you here? Look what happened back here. Very big bull market for 2 years. Then we had a cooling off period. 1, 2 years worth of bull market. Guess what's coming soon out of gold? The writing is on the wall. That's what I've been, one of the big things I've been saying about gold, and people have just been saying, John, you're an idiot, you're a moron, you have no idea what you're talking about. I'm like, okay, cool. Right? And so as you can see here, this day, one day here has literally wiped out almost, 17 days. So almost a month now. Oh, actually, not close, but almost a month's worth of action here. And we're just getting started. Now, again, I want you to learn the lessons, right? So the big thing about trading is knowing, okay, if you miss something, go back and learn from the markets. And I'm trying to show you maybe what people are missing because they're so focused on the short-term movement like this here, but they're not seeing what? They're not seeing the forest from the trees. And this is one of the reasons why I've been screaming to the mountaintops about gold over the last month, saying, guys, you may be trying to pick this pit here. You may be trying to get in here, but this is now getting towards the end of this move. The gold bubble is bursting. We're about to see another significant down move, and it's just following market movement. Again, you see it with all individual stocks. When anything goes have a very big vertical move, and on top of that, even on a short-term level basis, look what's happening here with gold. All right? So the number one thing for you to become good at trading, right, is half of it is just saying, this is a really bad time to go long here, right? And just see the way markets move, right, from there. And as you can see, look what happens here. Too far away from the moving average, pulls back to it. Doing, pull back. Too far away from the moving average, pulls back to it. Doing, right? Up here, too far away from the moving averages, guess what's going to come back to it? Are we going to get doing? Probably not. We're going to get something like that. Just like the stock market's doing right now. Why? Because now we've had a very long, extended, very big bull market. It's now done its thing. We're now towards the end of this big bull market, right? And now we're going to do exactly what the stock market's doing and slowly start to make our way down to a significant movement on the downside. And I wouldn't be too surprised if we started to see now the top in gold and this thing start to be down, what's that? Maybe 20% or more, maybe more, right? And if I look at Fibonacci levels from here to here, that low point there to that high point there, isn't that a quickie ding for you guys? Look at this here. Look at this here. Smack back on 50%, major low, major high. There we go. If we look at this move here, this major low here and this major high here, right? And I'm actually being generous by this one here. Major low, major high. We could at least see gold back down to here and see a 20 or so % drop in gold. Gold is way overextended. And once again, if you start to bring up your charts like this here, look at gold, right? Let's bring up the GLD here so I can get a bit more data. There we go. Look at this. Look how far this has gone, right? So again, guys, I'm not a hater of gold. I'm not a hater of these markets. But one, I'm trying to share with you what people have missed. Secondly, I hope you can see that if you're focusing on external events of trying to understand what's going on in the markets, right? The external events, then you're looking at the wrong things, right? So I want you to bring it back to here. There's massive danger in gold right now. Gold is going to see a significant drop in the markets. It's what the writing is on the wall. People that missed also, which by the way, I missed, right? Or should I say I saw, but I didn't expect it to be such a big movement on the downside, meaning I saw this big upward movement from here, very big movement up. And I'm like, oh, same thing. I saw this, look at this here. Massive vertical up and we end up getting the pullback here. Massive movement to the upside. I thought we may get like a little bit of a pullback and then hold and then bounce. But we're actually getting a lot more movement on the downside. But overall, what is it happening? What happened after we started to peak out through here after a big bull market? We're just now seeing a correction. Now remember, what is this doing on a very big, large picture so we can understand the big picture here, right? Now again, for most of you guys that are day trading right now, you're like, John, shut up. I'm a day trader. Who cares about what's going to happen in a month's time from now? That's your problem. If you're trying to day trade right now, you are getting your ass handed to you. And then in a month's time, I'm going to be making a fortune from the markets and you're going to be getting crushed because you're trying to get in and get out every day, every single day, making emotional decisions every single day. I'm going to sit back, place my positions in the markets, hold it for a month and make a lot of money. See the differences in people's trading, right? This is the reason why I do really well now. I used to not do really well. I used to get my head handed to me, right? But all this is, guys, if we just step back and just understand what's going on, remove the emotion, remove, the fundamentals and the tariffs and the inflation and just remove all that and just like, okay, if we're looking at this from a logical point of view, what's going on here? We had a very big move up and then we got a pullback to 50%. Now we're getting a very big move up and we're getting a pullback. This whole area here is the 50% level. So we may have a little bit more down move and then away we go. Now, if this is going to turn into a bear market on the stock market, right? Because now we are getting the leg down, we will get this here, right? So this is major low, that's major high. That there is the 50% level. So we may find a bit of a support here. If that does happen, then we want to flip this thing upside down. Then we want to go from major low to major high. We will see the stock market probably rally back up towards these levels up here, right? Which is what? It'll probably come down to here somewhere. And then we're probably going to see a 15 or 20% rise out of the stock market from here. Then, if the market holds here, now we're in big, deep doo-doo. But for now, we haven't done that, okay? We haven't created a major significant lower high. In every big bull market, we go down, we rally up to create the lower high. So we're probably going to get this point through here. We may get a little bit more downside, but then we're going to get a very strong rally up to this levels through here. AKA, get ready for some incredible buying opportunities. AKA, there might be already some underneath our feet right now, and we may not be getting, and when you start to look at some individual stocks, there may not be some, we may not be able to pick the bottom, But who cares? What if you got in? Now, I'm not telling you to buy the S&P 500. I'm not in the S&P 500. I'm in an individual stock. But guess what's going to happen? I'm not trying to call the bottom. I'm saying over the next 2 months, we're about to see a strong rally. When that happens, I'm going to make a lot of money. Who cares if I don't pick the bottom for a few days or maybe a week or so I'm off? And then we get the strong rally and then I make a lot of money. Who cares? End of story. I'm going to make a fortune from this bounce that's coming. Are you prepared for it? Right? Most of my trading that I trade is based off a system and a strategy. And these moments here right now are called gift from God. Right? Now, again, from a trader point of view, this is a gift from God because I'm not going to get in, hold it for a few months. By the way, this is probably going to take a month or two to rally up and make that movement. That's all I'm looking for from you. No, the market's not just going to fall off a cliff like this. That's not going to happen. If you're thinking that, throw your fears out the window. That is not going to happen. Right? What is going to happen? Just look at the way the market works. Right? Now, you can't use COVID as a situation to what happens here. Right? Because COVID was a black swan, but COVID was also, even when we did get a strong movement on the downside, look at that massive V movement. Talk about V bottom action, right? Again, go back to all, even on, if again, same for the financial crisis. If this is going to be a very big bull market, we're going to get the drop through here, and then we're going to get a rally for this one here is a 2 to 3 months. We're going to get this here. Now, this is a weekly chart, right? So that's why I've always said over the next couple of months, expect a strong rally out of this level here because it may take another week or so for at the bottom. We may have a little bit more downside to come, but my, oh my guys. And the reason why I'm doing this video like this today is one to tell you to stop doing the mistakes that's probably blowing your account up right now. I promise you. And secondly, you're probably thinking about this whole thing right now the wrong way. You're trying to get in and get out every single day. You're trying to look for short-term movements. And that's the wrong approach to this level here. Where get in, put some really good positions in the markets and hold them for 2, 3, 4 months. And when the rally does start to kick and play, and it will, this is a gift from God, right? Now, once again, when we do get the rally, we may have a bit more to the downside, but when we do get the rally, once we get the rally to 50, 60%, then we can reassess what the market's doing, right? Because is this then going to be the lower high? Or is this going to be one of those things that starts to see a very, very, very big move up? But I'm telling you right now, guys, most people are going to look back at this time right now. Most people. And yes, I still have a 7,000 target on the S&P. I see the market getting to 7,000 by the end of this year still. Right? There's nothing wrong with what's actually going on right now because we understand the waves, right? What's happening here with the waves? Look at this here. Wave up and wave down. Very big long wave up and wave down and very big long wave up. Guess what, guys? This right now is a gift from God.